check out our brand new subscribers over here, and in particular down below, check out Jambo14HD. He's our newest subscriber, and you can do with a little bit of love rather. It's Carvalho. Scores! It's 1-0 to the visiting team. It's Carvalho. Oh, and it's 2-0. An absolute peach from him. Vargas ball and skipped in beautifully by Carvalho. It's a second hat-trick in a row for him. Carvalho, it is 4. It's 4 for Northumberland. It's 4 for Carvalho, and it's getting a little bit embarrassing now for the home side. Goals. Pedro from range. Oh, is that a goal of the season contender? All the party tricks are coming out for Northumberland. It's 6-0, and João Pedro has just rattled in an absolute screamer from 35 yards. Saved by Parry! Would you believe it? Drama already. He wants it back through the middle. Riley is there on the right hand side. Here comes Riley. Forward and now Solberg. Solberg scores! It's 1-0 to Northumberland. And Outpost Park is bouncing. And here's Babic. He will turn. Babic's shot. Oh, what a great goal! Babic is going to curl one. Oh, it's a brace for Babic, this time on his left. And that was delightful. Time and space for him on the edge of the box. It's Northumberland 4 now, Stoke 1. Goals all over the shop last time out. Really great results and plenty of options for player of the episode. However, I'm going to go for this 20-year-old Brazilian here, João Pedro, because he scored a good brace against Sheffield United, including an absolute raker from 35 yards. But more importantly than that, he's our second string striker behind Isaac James, and he's now given me a bit of a selection headache. With Isaac James starting to decline a little bit and João Pedro starting to improve, I'm really happy that he's now taking his chances. I think at the start of the series he was very wasteful and he spurned a few chances, but now he's developing really well and he's in good form. So he gets a player of the episode from last time out, and I'm going to treat him to something nice here in the accessories section. In terms of his sleeves, we're going to go full Brazilian here. He's going to keep the gloves, but we're going to go short sleeved as well for the full look. And then his boots, there's only one place I can go for this Brazilian, and that is to the Nike Mercurial 98 worn by R9 Ronaldo, the OG double World Cup winner. And let's slap the one João Pedro here and have a good close look. And they look absolutely class there. Check those out. The full yellow, silver, blue colourway in full effect there for João Pedro. And that is him all done. So here we are, guys. We're just keeping check on with season objectives that were set at the start of the series here. And seeing where we are looking forwards with possible forfeits or possibly not. I'm going to hope there isn't. But in terms of Isaac James there scoring 25 league goals with him, we're looking alright. We've got 20 games left, so we need to score 9 in 20. And I think even with a little bit of squad rotation, we're doing pretty well there. I really don't want to give our lowest, I think 55 rated youth player in the squad a 50k a week contract. So desperate for Isaac James to rattle those off quickly. And he looks alright at the moment. However, our target of keeping 15 home clean sheets in the league just isn't going to happen. We've kept only 4 at home in the league, and we'll only have 8 more home fixtures. So at best, we're going to get a 12. So that's going to be an absolute fail. I know that our goalkeepers are only 68 and 69 rated, and in terms of the squad depth, it's not going to be too much of a hiccup having to release our highest rated goalkeeper. But from a financial point of view, it really is. That's going to take a bit of a hit, releasing his contract. I think it'll be Parry releasing his contract midway through his contract. There'll be a financial hit there, and I'm not looking forward to what that'll do for the budget. So that's a real shame. Getting promoted to the Premier League is looking rosy though. We are first at the moment with 54 points ahead of 47 points in second place, I think it is. So it's looking pretty good. And finally, Oliver Solberg there, scoring and assisting 40 goals for some contributions there. He's almost halfway. So he's got a bit of work to do. We've got 20 more games and we need 21 more goal contributions for him. He's going to be a busy boy, but I really want that done because I don't want to release him. He's a good one to have in the Premier League next year. So that's where we're on this season objectives. Some highs, some lows, but definitely some graft to do further on this series. Let's get into the rest of the video. So it's a local derby. We're going to be playing host to Middlesbrough as we come to the end of December and just before the transfer window opens. So a chance for a couple of people to put themselves in the shop window a little bit, and more importantly, a chance for us to get 3 points as we look to extend our lead a little bit at the top of the table. We're going to go with a full strength side here. Carvalho at cam there, Babbage and Cooper just behind them. Let's get into it. Outpost Park, quote unquote, welcomes local rivals Middlesbrough as we end the calendar year, the 29th of December here, with a bit of a derby. Middlesbrough lying in mid-table, 12th position, but Northumberland in first. They will look to get the 3 points to extend their lead over second place Stoke. And the atmosphere is electric. Let's get into the game. Near post cross, James spins, blocked, and Babbage scores! Just 2 minutes gone. Luka Babbage. There was talk of him leaving in the January transfer window. Offer was firmly rejected, and he very much nails his flag to the mast here as Northumberland open the scoring. There's a chip cross here. James unlucky, and Luka Babbage was alive to the situation. He fires beautifully into the far corner. Keeper absolutely no chance there. It's 1-0 to Northumberland. Solberg wants it back, gets it back. It's Solberg again, blocked from Diaz. Good move from Northumberland. They look to build on their lead so far. They have looked like the better team in the first 15 minutes. All given away. Carvalho, here goes Solberg. Gives a space for him to work into here. Chance to make it 2-0 to Northumberland. It's Solberg. It is 2. Lumley might have got a hand to it, but it is 2-0 to Northumberland now. And the pressure too much in the end for Middlesbrough as they give the ball away and Northumberland make no mistake. The crowd absolutely delighted here. The atmosphere absolutely bouncing, and look at the space there for Solberg. Composure from him, he takes a touch, and I think the keeper got a hand to it. Could Lumley have done a little bit better in the end? Oh yes he can. He just palms it into the far corner. That's poor from him. Solberg and Northumberland won't mind. Right by Hooper. It's a good one. Clancy. James. On Solberg spotted when he gets the space. It's Solberg. Wonderful goal. 3-0 the score. It was beautifully read and the through ball was absolutely on point. And Oliver Solberg gets his second of the game. He's absolutely delighted with that. Isaac James did so well. Looked up, spotted the run of Solberg, who just had to take a touch. And it's a beautifully placed finish in the end. Looks up, picks his spot. Goalkeeper no chance. 3-0 the score as we head towards half time. And there's the half-time whistle. It is 3-0 to league leaders and host Northumberland here. It's been comfortable so far. Middlesbrough being fairly disappointing. Excellent start for Oliver Solberg and a bit of a nightmare for the goalkeeper Lumley. It's half-time here at Outpost Park. Carvalho. Really well run by Clancy. James knocks down Carvalho. Chip through ball is a good one. It's at Isaac James. Wonderful goal. 4-0. Pick that one out. And Outpost Park is having a fantastic night tonight as they start their New Year's Eve celebrations a little bit early. Wonderful chip through ball from Carvalho. James chests it down and it's a gorgeous finish into the top corner. 4-0 the score. And Middlesbrough down and buried. Is it wide? Good patient play. Here goes Clancy. And James gets up. It's Carvalho. Ooh, fantastic save from Lumley. Solberg and Babic saved. Ooh. Now, that might be trouble. Clancy had turned and yet, red card. Matt Crooks sized him down from behind, maybe in frustration. And Middlesbrough's night goes from bad to worse. That's a good one. João Pedro. Space to run into here. Solberg wants it far left. And Carvalho is onside. Carvalho, it's 5. Unselfish from Solberg, who was on a hat-trick. Just slid in Fabio Carvalho. And it's a fantastic 5 for the home side. Really nice play here. Solberg picking it up and just sliding in his teammate, who makes no mistake. And Middlesbrough just wilting now. They're desperate for the final whistle. And there's the final whistle. Delight for Northumberland, who finished the calendar year in fantastic style. They'll extend their lead at the top of the table. Misery for Middlesbrough, who still languish in mid-table. It's a wonderful team performance from the home side, though. It's 5-0 the score. If we want to do anything in the transfer window this time, we need to make some money from selling players. There's absolutely nothing in the kitty. Let's just have a little deeks here. Let's have a little look. And there's less than $1 million in the transfer kitty. We'll need to sell Ashworth, who's a very slow centre-half for us. He's 81 rated, but with 56 acceleration, he's costing us goals, and we should be able to get 25 million for him. Problem is, at the moment, we haven't had any offers for Ashworth. We've had an offer for his counterpart, Aaron Hooper, but I want to hang on to him. He's a little bit quicker, and he's versatile. He can play in a few different positions there, like we can see. We've had a couple of offers for Patrick Clancy, but he's an essential player at right back. He's doing really well. So far, no joy, no offers for Ashworth, and we can't use any money to improve the squad right now. So I'm really happy from the team's point of view that we've absolutely drilled Middlesbrough there, and we're in a fantastic place. It means now then, for the next game at home, we've got Hull. They're going to come up and they're going to be a little bit nervous. We spanked them earlier on the season, and I think we'll probably rest a few legs. We can get João Pedro in there, we'll get Roman Varga in there, and we'll just rotate the squad a little bit round. Let's get into the next game. It's game day here. It's going to be the 1st of January, and we've got Hull. We've absolutely smashed them earlier on in the league, and they'll be nervous about coming up to Northumberland at Outpost Park. Let's get in the game and see if we can get 6 points over them in the league this year. So here we go then at Outpost Park. We have Hull to welcome up to the north now. They had an absolute hiding from Northumberland in the last game earlier on in the season, and they're looking to avoid some embarrassment today. Northumberland absolutely cooked from the Middlesbrough game just 2 days ago, and they've had to make some changes for this one. Intercepted well by Rhodes, and João Pedro will bring things away with it. And he wants it back through the middle, and he's just about got the legs, but he's pulled back. Now then, yellow card for Hull. Matt Smith. One could argue that João Pedro was going through on goal there. It was a little bit of a grey area for the referee. Early doors in the game, and he only produces a yellow, but it was a tug on his shirt, and an opportunity for the free kick. João Pedro. Owen Riley's free on the right hand side. It's Owen Riley, and blazes over. Wasteful from him. Northumberland desperately search for their first goal of the game. They always say the first goal is the hardest, and that's a poor effort in the end. He can do better. Ashworth's ball spread on that right hand side. Infield goes Babic. First time in. João Pedro wants it through with João Pedro. Good save from Baxter. And pulled back to Rhodes. Couldn't get a shot away. Scrambled in the end by Hull. That's a good one. Riley. João Pedro in the middle. João Pedro scores. I think the keeper could have done a lot better there. It's a simple one for Northumberland in the end. They get their first goal, and is that the deadlock broken? Youngster delighted there. He'll take that every day of the week. The cross was inch perfect from Riley. And as we look here, João Pedro completely losing his man. He's not aware that number 4 there for full. Oh dear, and the goalkeeper, what on earth? Really, really poor stuff from him. It's straight at him. Not a huge amount of power on the header either, and he's just flapped there. And goal's a goal though for Northumberland. It's 1-0 score. So the half-time whistle rather goes. It's Northumberland 1, Hull 0. And maybe could have got a little bit more the home side. Hull with absolutely nothing to show from the game so far. They've been quite poor. It's been one-way traffic. And Northumberland will be a little bit nervous. They'll want more than a 1-goal cushion as the game goes on. You never know what happens in Championship football. Well, there's a run on here for Hull. Here goes Williams. Eves, the substitute. Oh, and Smith has turned well. It's Smith. It's 1-1. And just as we might have thought at half time, that 1-0 lead not good enough. Northumberland ship another goal at home. And it's game on with 20 minutes left. There's a nice turn from Eves, who just came on. Just feints and then a confident finish into the far corner. 1-1 the score. Bill had just got there. Oh. And there's a late one from Hull, I think. Didn't quite see the challenge at first. It's going to be another yellow card for them. Here come Northumberland. With the clock ticking down, 15 minutes left. João Pedro's there with some good feet. It's João Pedro. Oh, there's a touch on him. It's a penalty. It'll be another booking for Hull. It's a red, in fact, as the ticker shows in the top left. 2 on goal, and it's a heavy challenge. Unnecessarily so. And João Pedro scores. 2-1 the score. And will they hang on to that lead, or are we heading to a nervy last 15 minutes? He gets his second of the game. Ball towards Williams. There's a run on, but Clancy's read it. And Parry will hoof forwards. Well won by João Pedro. Here's Riley. Looks for João Pedro. Save from Baxter. Denies the hat-trick. In frustration for the youngster. Still chasing his very first hat-trick for the club. It was a decent header, but pretty much straight at Baxter, who, well, he doesn't inspire confidence. Not today anyway. He gets away with this one. Rhodes blocked, and Varga on the left foot. Rhodes again, and that's going to be it. Full time to score. It's been a closer one than Northumberland would have hoped. They'll definitely take the 3 points against a 10-man Hull, who were languishing in 18th in the table, but they had to sweat a little bit in the second half with Hull coming back into it 1-1. But that decisive penalty from João Pedro sealed it in the end. Home team take 3 points. So here we are then, sitting pretty. It's been a close game there against Hull, a lot closer than I would have liked, but we've just scraped past them there. And the best 2 things that have come out of it were the 3 points. We're sitting pretty on 54 there, and we'll have to be favourites to take the league and go up to the Premier League. The other thing, that we're really happy about as well, that the squad has been rotated a little bit. We're going to be nice and fresh for this next fixture against Wolves in the FA Cup 3rd round. And that's going to be a really, really tough fixture. I think Wolves will be well drilled, they'll be well organised, they're an excellent passing team, and they've got bags of pace as well on the wings as well with Neto and Adama Traore. So I think we're going to have our work cut out. We're going to give it the best shot we can, and we've got a full strength first 11 to make it as competitive as possible. So let's get in the FA Cup. It's our first FA Cup match of the series, and hopefully not the last. Here we go then, it's the FA Cup 3rd round tie. We are live at Molineux, where hosts Wolves are going to be playing against Northumberland FC, who are flying high in the Championship in a retrained form, but Wolves feeling a very full strength team themselves. It's going to be a tightly contested affair, and Northumberland, the visiting team, will get things underway. That's a good one. Here goes Carvalho. Still Carvalho. Slides in for James. Takes a shot. Takes a touch. It's Riley on the second chance. Smashed against the crossbar. Unlucky for Northumberland. That's a good start from them. Nelson Semedo loses possession. And now Luka Babic. It's Carvalho. Chance to shoot for him. Blocked. Wolves really compact there in defence. Riley on the right hand side. First time cross is a good one. Hacks away in the end. Northumberland come again with Clancy. And now Luka Babic on that left hand side. And it's just grabbed away by John Ruddy in the end. Half a chance for Isaac James. Trincao wants it back. Looks for the run of Jimenez. It's still Trincao. Yes, Nelson Semedo. Semedo. Who still has it? It's Semedo. Jimenez. Saved by Parry, and that was an important one. Just as we are looking at half time, 0-0 the score. It's a very good time to score for either team. Cooper and Babic forward to James. Solberg again released with Semedo pushing forward. It's Oliver Solberg. Chance to make it 1-0 here. It is 1-0. Luka Babic scores. Vital time to score just as we approach half time here. And Luka Babic silences the home crowd here at Molineux. It's a simple tap in the end, but Northumberland have had chances so far. This time they make it count. And it was Nelson Semedo who was pushed up quite far, leaving a space behind him for Oliver Solberg to run into, and it's an easy tap in the end. John Woody no chance, 1-0. And that will be the half-time whistle. Wolves fairly comfortable in possession. They've had some neat triangle play with some direct passing, but it's been Northumberland who've looked a little bit more creative. And Luka Babic getting his goal with his second chance of the game. And it's 1-0 the score to the visiting side. Andy. Right start to the second half. Oh, and here's Solberg. Released on the left-hand side. It's Oliver Solberg, safe and ready for a corner. Now there's a chance early doors in the second half to make it 2-0 to Northumberland. Ashworth goes up. And here's Riley. And Ashworth. Oh, against the crossbar. Wolves look to spring a counter-attack here with Trincao. And now Ruben Neves. Ball's on left-hand side for Neto. Here he comes. Neves wants the ball back. Jimenez wants the ball back even. Here's Trincao. Ruben Neves. Chance now for Jimenez. It's 1-1. Well worked goal in the end by the home side. Mendham was going their way. Frustration for Ashworth and Northumberland as they have to start again now. That ball just held up nicely, and the turn from Jimenez is a lovely finish on the volley that he scooped it for himself as well. Here we go at Molineux. It's 1-1. Northumberland with possession. Clancy. Cooper. Run of Babic, and now James. James. Carvalho wants to give and go. Carvalho back to James, who miscontrols, and it's away in the end. Chance there for Northumberland to do something. Once more, Trincao comes forward. Gravenberch, Trincao. We're in injury time now. Northumberland will desperately want to hold on here. One last chance perhaps. Solberg on that left hand side. James offside. He's on now. He's on now. He wants the run. And it comes forward. It's Riley. Surely Riley wins it. Riley wins it in injury time. In the FA Cup third round. Wolves surely now with no time to come back. It's a decisive goal. That will send the visiting team forwards in the competition. Everybody joining in celebrations has been so tense, but at last, with seconds before the end of 90 minutes, it's Riley at the far post. James checking himself, keeping himself on side, and then Riley smashes home. What a great time to score. And that will be the victory for Northumberland. Semedo comes off, but surely that's going to be the final whistle. We've seen the last phase of play in the game, and Wolves will kick off here, but there goes the final whistle in the end. It's an injury time winner for Northumberland, deep into the 2 minutes, and they will progress forwards into the next round of the Cup. It's been a tight game as we predicted, but in the end there has to be one winner, and it's Northumberland that progress. 2-1 to them. How tight was that? Absolutely squeaked through in the final seconds of the game. I'm absolutely over the moon with the lads. They did ever so well to get through against a really good team in Wolves away from home at Molyneux. And here we've got round 4 that's been drawn. We've avoided the replays and we've missed out on some really hard fixtures, thankfully. Let's check it out. We've missed out on Chelsea, which I'm very happy about. We've missed out there on Man United. Look at that round there. Man United against Man City in round 4 of the FA Cup. That's going to be brilliant for us because that's another big team eliminated. We've missed out on Leicester and Liverpool that could give us a real headache there. And Spurs, they get their typical easy draw. Speaking of which, Arsenal get another cushy draw. They get Port Vale away from home. But there we are, away from home again, but against Notts Forest. And I'll definitely fancy our chances, and we'll be in round 5, hopefully, of the FA Cup, which is looking great for us at the moment. There's some big teams. Hopefully some of them get eliminated in round 4 and make our life a little bit easier. We'll be seeing those in the next episodes in the series as we go on. I think for now, we've had 3 big games in this episode here. Mixed fortunes almost. We've had a couple of close ones. And what we really need to think about as we go forwards is to not take our foot off the pedal. We've got a decent lead. We've got a 7-point lead there on Sheffield United and Bristol City, who are doing well. Stoke have just burned out completely. They're down on 44 and they've now lost 10 games. They had lost only 3 prior to, I think, 1 or 2 months ago. So they've completely gone downhill. And really, there's no excuses now from our point of view. If you've been enjoying the episode, I really hope that's the case. Thank you for your view, of course, I appreciate it. Let me know in your comments your thoughts on the episode and for the future as well. Tell me how you think the team's doing and any changes you'd like to make me see as the manager. Don't forget, of course, if you have, again, liked the video, if you like the content that's coming for you from the channel, hit that subscribe button down below, ring that notification bell. It's not going to cost you anything. Be a supporter, don't be a stranger, and smash it now. And we'll be going forward with the channel, hopefully towards the Premier League. It's been a really enjoyable episode from my point of view. I hope it's been for yours. And until next time, I've been your average FIFA guy, and I'm going to sign out for now. See you later.